at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it.
Record high migrant crossings.
Supply chain shortages, the baby formula shortage.
Mask mandates.
The corona lockdowns. Yeah, prices at the pump hit a new record overnight.
But if we go out and peacefully protest, they go, oh, look at them terrorists right there. You know, it's like, okay.
You know, it starts from within, and they know that. And they know that if you divide a nation and pit people against each other, that you can begin that process. And that's like on May 22nd, they're supposed to be having this vote of, I think it's 196 countries to pretty much sign over our health freedoms to the WHO.
Right. So, and I just recently did a video on that, and some of the things that, you know, people go, well, what does that mean? And what portions of that document state basically is that they can go in, let's say if they, you know, determine there's an emergency here in the U.S. and they have to lock down, they're basically stating with this new legislation that they can override states' rights and federal rights. And then there are also documentation legislation being, you know, signed by this Biden regime as well. So it is getting very, very sinister, in my opinion, because they are actually people just don't realize how much they're pushing this UN agenda.
Time has come for the world to move in a new direction. We must embrace a new era of engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect, and our work must begin now.
And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the U.S. would participate fully.
And we are in the midst of one of the historic global transformations that is going to eventually lead to a new world order.
The Second Amendment, from the day it was passed, limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. The Second Amendment. No amendment to the Constitution is absolute. We should also ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country. We should also eliminate gun manufacturers from the immunity they receive from the Congress.
The Media Research Center released a devastating report today documenting the censorship of conservative speech by Silicon Valley's tolerant tech giants. Among the findings, claims from former employees that Facebook hides conservative content from the trending section were backed up by a detailed study. Google, YouTube, and Twitter partner with leftist groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center that hate conservatives. And check this out. Of the 25 members on the panel that guides Twitter's policies, 12 are liberals, and there's only one conservative. I can't believe there's one. Shocking, well, but not surprising, is it?
I will tell you that these are people who are sharing information on public platforms on Facebook, information that is traveling, is inaccurate. Our biggest concern here, and I frankly think it should be your biggest concern, is the number of people who are dying around the country because they're getting misinformation.
The truth is that misinformation takes away our freedom.
They now have an idea, and I honestly thought this was just a belated April Fool's joke, but they are actually going to create in the Department of Homeland Security a Bureau of Disinformation. It's basically a ministry of truth, and what they want to do is they want to be able to put out false narratives without people being able to speak out and fight back. They want to be able to say things like Russia collusion and perpetuate hoaxes and then have people like us be silenced. They want to be able to advocate for COVID lockdowns. They want to be able to advocate for school closures, things that are not supported by the evidence, but then when you speak out, they want to stifle dissent.
What's the big secret? Everybody knows it's happening. You know why?
Unvaxxed, unvetted people. He's flying them to New York, where now they can vote in local elections. They can go to college on my dime, right? They can work cash, drive down wages, and then they can hold up a liquor store with a gun. And then they'll only be charged with a misdemeanor, and then they can't be deported because it's a sanctuary situation. Well, now there's a lot of evidence that they're working together
This is foreign
to smuggle
interference.
people into the country. For what? Why? Why would they do that?
If it's for voting, then it's foreign interference in our elections.
In our elections,
In our
Greg, this is an attack on democracy.
Here's the question. What is Joe Biden trying to accomplish? Why is he doing this at night? Why is he doing this to us? But you know what? The Democrats don't believe in law and order. So here is a perfect example of what they're doing to destroy this country.
We'll begin in Harvey. Now, if you're familiar with Chicago, the area I went here in Harvey is around 153rd Street and Broadway. The South Side is known for murders and shootings and gangs. They don't measure shootings by year or by month in places like this. They're measured by the weekend. Last year in Chicago, there were almost 800 murders, and in Cook County, there were like 875 people who were killed by gunfire. It's not getting any better either. Last year in Chicago was the worst year ever for murders and gunfire. Shootings here were up by 50% last year, just like they are in many other inner cities in this country. There were 3,700 shootings in Chicago last year, which is more than 10 a day, and those are the ones that are reported. I don't know if I've ever been to a city that's as vastly run down, abandoned, and out of control as Oakland, California. It's a very ugly, rough, littered, dangerous place where the laws aren't enforced and the crime is staggering. I drove around Oakland for an entire day in late October of 2021 to see what it was like these days, and I don't recall seeing any part of the city that was welcoming, safe, or clean. This is the side of town where most of the homeless camps are located. Some look like something you'd see in Haiti, lean-to shacks made of recovered junk that serve as 4 walls and a roof, but that's just about it. Other areas just outside of downtown are home to hundreds of people camped out in makeshift shanties among piles of trash with rats. Parts of West Oakland don't even look like the United States.
That is why America will always choose independence and cooperation over global governance, control, and domination. I honor the right of every nation in this room to pursue its own customs, beliefs, and traditions. The United States will not tell you how to live or work or worship. We only ask that you honor our sovereignty in return.
And not only will we be judged by our people, not only will we be judged by history, but we will be judged by God.
In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.